Football and cheerleading are a sideline of what we do. We are much more of a mentoring organization. I do this because I genuinely care about the kids that we serve. I don't think I could do the things that I do if this were just for me anyway, just for the sport. I played, my son has played, he's graduated from college having played football. I'm still here today because I get a kick out of helping the kids that we help. I get involved in the kids' high school choices. I get called if kids are misbehaving because as a coach, you have that relationship with the kid that's a little different than the parent, a little different than the teacher. So the kids know me well enough that the teachers have used me as the heavy. Hey, would you like me to call Coach Bill? And they understand that they need to straighten up. And you don't do it by, physically abusing the kids or anything like that, but it's much more the respect they have for you, and they don't want to disappoint you. They really don't want to disappoint you. And if you let them know that, this is not something that is okay, this is not something that is a part of what we want you to be, it really influences them. And I take great pride in our ability to be able to have that kind of a relationship with the kids.
Go! Done!
Bill Solomon. I'm the president of the Brooklyn Titan Youth Football and Cheerleading Organization. The program, interestingly, was started as a result of my son making a decision that he wanted to play football. I played football all the way through college. My little brother played football all the way through college. I have uncles and cousins who played football, but it wasn't something that I wanted to push on my son. I didn't want to be one of those fathers. When he decided he wanted to play, we went out, we found a team, and I was just a dad standing on the side, and after a few practices, I walked over to the fella who was running the program. This was the Brooklyn Skyhawks. And I asked him, hey, I've played a little ball before. If you're interested, if you need help, I'd love to help out. And that's when the whole disaster started, I guess. I coached the kids and the parents, liked the way I worked with them. And there was a coach who was going to be coaching my son the year after, and I decided that I really didn't like his style. So I got kind of talked into starting a football program by a few parents, and long story short, we left, and about 3 or 4 kids followed us, and we built the Titans from there.
Let's go, boys!
Maybe about 2 or 3 years after we started the program, my daughter was looking at me saying, hey, you got this for him, but now what's for me?
You have to do it again.
And that's when, the cheerleading program was born. If you had told me that I'd be doing this nearly 20 years later, I think I'd probably told you out of your mind. My plan was to start it, to, work it a little bit, try to build something, give back, because football and the people in the community really had helped me when I was growing up. My dad wasn't around at the time. So, these were a lot of the men in my life. And as someone who was, in fairly advanced classes academically, it was the bridge for me to the other kids in my neighborhood, none of whom were really in my classes. So I really wanted to just get it going, get something good started, get a good foundation, and then pass it on to, somebody else who was involved in the community. And, one year came after the other. My son ended up, graduating out of the program, going to high school. My daughter the same, and all of a sudden I'm still doing this stuff.
Down. 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 Get up. Do you believe in yourself? Yes. Then show me you believe in yourself, because I believe in you. You understand that? Let's go. Go. Let's go. All the way through.
Grew up in a small town outside of Pittsburgh called Newcastle. Started playing football and there, and really getting involved with the sport. Played well. Was able to get a number of different opportunities to go on and pursue football and academics. My two primary choices were the Naval Academy, which is where I really wanted to go, and Harvard. I ended up going to Harvard. It was a great experience. Played football there. Obviously got a great education. After I finished, went into finance. Spent about 8 years at Bank of Boston, doing primarily sub-debt and equity investing. Had an opportunity to live in London for a few months, had an opportunity to live in Brazil for a few months, and left the bank to start a private equity fund. We bought a few businesses in the private equity fund, and it was some good stuff. I enjoyed it. For a variety of reasons, moved on from that and started a family, and ended up in New York after having done about 2 years of straight travel, and decided I wanted to get the family together. And there was an opportunity here in New York to buy into a business, so I came here and have been here since roughly 2001.
Go.
Go.
I'm somewhat reluctant to go beyond being really a grassroots program, because that's the part that I enjoy. The intimacy of a small program, and the impact that we can have with the ideas and with the energy we have in the greater community. And that's really the challenge. And thankfully I've got some outstanding volunteers who work with us. The 2 or 3 of the most important people in the organization: a woman by the name of Shantae Watson, who's been around for a long time; a gentleman by the name of Alex Perez, who he is probably, if Bill gets shot tomorrow, God forbid, or Bill decides to leave the program, Alex is probably the guy that I would say is going to take over the program. I'd want to take over the program. And Gigi Bishop, whose children have been with the program for a number of years. These are the people who understand that above all, what is most important is the culture, is how we communicate with the people who are in the program, and what we want the program to be about.
Set.
Move your feet, Amelie.
Go.
Move your feet, move your feet, move your feet, move your
Done.
feet, move your feet.
Done.
Go.
Move your feet.
If you're an O lineman and you lean this far into the defense,
They just gonna pull you.
right,
They're just gonna set you off.
you get ripped, you get cut across, you literally can just get fucking sidestepped and you fall forward. That's why I advocate for bringing your hips. That's really what should be happening. You should be ripping. I want your hips up here. Prevent their toolbox. Limit their options. Here, dart up and in.
The magic is the people, the magic is the culture. Through it all, what has remained consistent is our focus on what is going to be the best for our kids. And the best and winning is not necessarily based on some score on a scoreboard. We have kids who have We have kids who are doing extremely well in high school. We have kids who have been in shelters for whom we are a lifeline. These are the things that are important. These are the things that I think that is the real magic of the program, and it is consistent throughout the program. And I think for that reason, sometimes it's difficult for us to have necessarily as many coaches as I would like to have, because the type of people who you might find maybe in another program, you won't find here, because they won't last. It's not something that I'm going to tolerate. These parents entrust us with their kids, and I take that very, very seriously. The parents sense it, the kids sense it. They understand that we care. That we care. It's not just about football. It's not just about cheerleading.
Set.
Go!
Done. Set.
Go!
Done.
Go!
Done. You group.
Go!
Done. Go. Tell me, if he's all the way up here on it, how are you getting driven back that way? Right? If he's all the way up top, this means here, he shouldn't be capable of generating that much drive. Alright? It means you're not moving your feet fast enough and you're not getting your hips up. Okay? Fight underneath here. Stay tight and move free. Okay? Again. Set.
Go!
Done. So you know what I saw? All right. Here's the biggest problem. Debo took 3 steps. You took 1 step. All right. I saw Debo took 3 or 4 steps up while you were getting out of your stance. That's the problem. That's all it is. All right. We're gonna work on your get off.
I'm not a particularly religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person, and I go out there a lot on faith, and just believing that we're trying to do the right thing, we're trying to do well for these kids, that the right thing is going to happen, and I'm pretty proud, knock on wood, to say that pretty much the right things have happened for us. Since the beginning, we had a written policy that no child is turned away based on the family's inability to pay. So, it sometimes makes it hard, but I tell you, I 100% believe that that there is a higher power that is doing something here, because we've come through way too many difficulties, obstacles, and we're still here. Despite the fact that do I get burned with that by some people who take advantage? Sure, but I'd rather be burned by 4 or 5 than to miss the 1 or 2 that really needed the program. If you need help, let me know. We can talk about it in confidence. This isn't to embarrass you or anything, but if you need help, let me know. First and foremost, the kid has to show up at practice. Because if he's not showing up at practice, I'm not helping you. We're here to teach and to coach. I don't go recruiting. A lot of other programs will go around recruiting other kids and recruiting kids from other programs. That's not what we're interested in. I'm not interested in trying to stockpile talent. We're going to work with the kids who are in our program. We're going to coach them up to the best of our ability, and we're going to rock with them. These kids are Titan kids, and they're going to fight with us, win or lose. I think there's value in that, and I think that's how you sustain a program. Because no matter what you do, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And if people are around just because you're on top, then as soon as things fade a little bit, they're going to go away. The folks that are here are going to be with us, win or lose. And it's much more about building character than going out and trying to win some esoteric championship, win some trophy. that is going to end up collecting dust on a mantle someplace. So I think that's really how we try to manage our program.
Go. There we go, Ethan. Like riding a bike. Go. Run. Sink. Okay, we gotta work on that sink. Good job. Go. There we go. Good job.
You just drop that stone in the water, and the ripples continue to go further and further out. There've been an absolute ton of kids who we've worked with, who I'm extremely proud of. One young man, his name was Jonathan Hayes. He became known as Jay Hayes through his high school years. But this is a kid who at 12 years old, he was 6'2", 225 pounds. He was incredibly pigeon-toed and out of shape, and I literally had to drag him around the field. Also, despite his size, he was a very sensitive young man. And he tried to quit on me 2 or 3 times, and I explained to him and his mother that I was not going to allow him to quit, period. So he quit 2 or 3 times. I brought him back, and we worked through it and figured things out. And he ended up getting a lot of financial aid and a lot of help from Poly Prep, a very good private school located in Brooklyn, and blossomed into one of the top football recruits in the last 10 years to come out of the city. Ended up, going to play at Notre Dame. Took a graduate year at Georgia, and now I think he's trying to, apply his craft in the NFL, trying to get onto a squad. But he graduated. He has a Notre Dame degree, a Poly Prep degree, and is positioned to, whatever happens with football, to be successful, going forward. So, these are the kind of kids, these are the kind of stories that we have, tons of them. Kids who we've been able to play a small role in their lives. That's been the most rewarding thing for me, seeing not necessarily a kid who's going to be the next Lawrence Taylor, but the kid who's going to come out of a difficult situation and be a responsible adult, a good father, and give back to his community.
Let's try to do it again. Come on. Now lean forward. Set. Go. So it's me. Look up. Remember, because you know what happens if you don't look down? I'm going to hit you hard. So you got to look up. Ready? Go. Set. Ready?
Line up.
Go.
Kids have an incredible bullshit meter. I mean, they know if you're bullshitting them, and these kids know and believe that I would crawl over glass for them. Feeling that way about someone, I think, gives them confidence in the person, and again, back to what I started with, gives you incredible power and sway potentially over them to get them to look at things maybe a little differently and to do things the right way. If they know that you're looking, then they are apt to behave a certain way. If they know you don't give a crap, then it doesn't mean anything to them. But they understand that it's important. They understand if they get a bad grade and I find out about it, that that I'm going to absolutely have something to say about it. What is most important to me is not you making it to the NFL. What I care about is that you're going to be successful. You're going to get get out of high school. You're going to have an opportunity to maybe have somebody pay for your college. That is exciting. That's awesome. They know that we want that for them. They know that's what we're driving for. They know that we want to win games, we want to win championships and all that, but they know what is most important to us. And I think we walk the walk as far as that's concerned.
You don't hit them hard, they're not going nowhere. No. Hit them hard. Like this. Come here. Hold me. Hold me. You understand? Hold me again. Hold me again. Bro, there's a million ways. You gotta want it. Break them. There you go. Break them. You understand that? Get past me. I'm a block. Get past me. Hit them. You understand that? That's what I want.
That's good.
Break them. Harder. You don't want it? I'm not going to give it to you. There you go.
You see, he used a different technique.
Break them. Harder. There you go. Listen, when I want you to do that, I want you going straight down. I don't want to see straight down. Block me. When he's blocking me, I want to go left or right, right? Go, block me. Do it to the side. Use your side. The only way that I'm ever going to go and break them straight down is if I want to do this. Sit, go, block me. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to try to make room and keep my stance, say you're running behind. No, here. Forget it. I don't want you running. Run this way. Block me. He's running behind, right? So I want to be able to block him, hit him, and make that tackle. That means I don't know if I'm going left or right yet. But we got to learn left and right before we learn straight, right? All right, so.
There are two little old white ladies in my high school who were absolutely, without question, inspirational to me, not necessarily in terms of football, but just my life and excelling. A woman by the name of Miss Pickrell, who was my biology teacher and worked with me through a number of different science competitions, and Miss Callahan, who understood me. And this is a little white-haired, she must have been, at the time she was teaching me in her 60s or something, and she appreciated me as a person and realized that I was a very bright person, but by the same token, I to this day, I'm still a little bit ADHD. She recognized that and still she nurtured me and gave me, I think, the confidence to do some of the things that I ultimately did, because I was in classes with primarily people that didn't look like me, and her being accepting of me and really motivating me. I look back on the two of them, and they were just awesome. And then there are a number of coaches that I had. One coach, Liddy Payne, he was very much a street guy, who was an incredible high school football player, was a scholarship athlete, couldn't handle being away from home. And I saw that, okay, this is not something I'm going to allow myself to get trapped into. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I had another coach in high school, Lindy Laurel. He's a legend in Western Pennsylvania. He was just a blood and guts, old school Italian coach, and he really taught me about being tough. I've had a couple of people I've worked for, a gentleman by the name of Leon Wright, who was a partner of mine in a private equity fund. His philosophy was, I'm going to be smarter and I'm going to work harder, and that's the way I'm going to beat you. I'm going to attack it from a number of different angles. But to top it off, I think the one that is probably the biggest motivation is my mother. My mother, single mom, she, did everything she could for my brother and me. She was an incredibly bright woman She was a registered nurse, should have been a doctor. Circumstances at the time didn't allow. She is someone who has shown me through everything that she has overcome, whether it be illness. She wasn't supposed to be able to walk by the time she was 60 years old. And she's still, at over 80, running around and doing what she does. She was hit by a car and, came back from that. She had her back broken in an accident, came back from that. And she taught both my brother and me how to fight in terms of fight for what it is that we wanted. As a black kid growing up in a predominantly Italian town, where a lot of the kids that looked like me weren't necessarily the brightest in the world, she made sure to let them know, hey, test him. He belongs in this class, not in that class. And she was fierce. She was absolutely fierce. And to this day, I think she'd probably, if they would ask somebody who Coach Bill, who worries of Coach Bill, that little old lady, Mary Solomon, worries Coach Bill, because she's just absolutely fierce. Just someone who has just demonstrated through her own life the ability to just, no matter what happens, keep going.
Shut. Oh, you all right? Hey, you all right?
Sorry.
No problem.
There we go.
There you
Go.
go.
Shut. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what I want. How did that feel? Didn't like it, right? I want them not to like it. I want them to look at you and be like, damn, my arms hurt today. I want you to this hands. Remember? Feet wide as my shoulders. Sit like I'm in a chair. All right? Sit like I'm in a chair. Reach. Right foot back. Reach. All right? Sit. Go. Oh! I'ma love him. Yeah!
My dream would be to set up a middle school that was focused on sports and academics. I mean, just really to really not just give lip service to it, but really have these kids, academically excelling and athletically excelling. It is somewhat insane to me at some of the programs that are available to so-called at-risk youth. They're great. I mean, they provide great academic opportunities. But what they don't do is necessarily allow for the full development of the child. I have kids here who are they are motivated by the sport, and the sport will get them to excel at academics. So to have a school where we could take these kids and really, we have the carrot over here of the athletics, but we also have the so-called medicine that is the academics that they have to get through in order to get this, to leverage that as a coach/teacher in the building with the academics. I mean, that is an absolute dream, because I think that is where we have the biggest issue. In middle school, there are high schools, we can get them into the right high schools. If we can make sure that they are good coming out of middle school, I think that changes the game. And I think that's something that I'd like to do. It's in the form of maybe a charter school or something. And it's something, interestingly, that's gotten a lot of excitement when I bring it up to people. We just haven't figured out how to actually get it done. But that's a dream. That's a dream.
Go. Straight. Good job. Let it go. Feels better, right? Now it's protecting this, right? I like your chin. You want to protect your chin, bro. Straight. Get through him. Straight. Go. Straight. Go, go.
You know, I'm one of the, have become one of the elder statesmen in New York City youth football. And it was quite unintentional. But I'm grateful for it. And I think that the kids and the sport have given me far more than I've given them. So I feel very fortunate. I feel very, very fortunate.
There we go. There we Gentlemen, are we starting to understand?
I still, pretty much anytime I see a kid, they make me smile. And I think so long as that's the case, then I think I'll probably still be doing it.
I don't want to see you looking at the man in front of you no more. Right?
Come here. Yeah, you gonna photobomb anything? Thought you were strong.
Bro, I have my phone in my hand. This is a $1,000 phone.
You're $1,000 phone.
The football program is only about 500.
Where were you this morning?
You have
I came up, I woke up.
Yes.
I like 5 o'clock. I see it was not time yet.